If you're like me, you collect Sonic figures. If you're exactly like me, you used to collect them back when you were 11 or 12, bought every single one that you could find, cried on your 13th birthday when you got a Sir Lancelot Shadow the Hedgehog figure, I was 13, and amounted an extremely large collection before later selling it all to fund a PC that you're realizing now if you just held on to those figures in today's market, you could have bought your first house's down payment, then saw Sonic 3 and something inside you clicked and you started buying them all again. Then you're like me. Now, is the market really that bad right now for Sonic figures? No. I'm dramatic, and that is something that we're going to have to get used to together. Back in the day, the license for Sonic toys belonged to Toy Island. Yes, there were other license holders, but this is the one I'm focusing on right now. Why? Because these were the holders of the license during the time of Sonic Adventure and Sonic X, two massive staples in the Sonic franchise. We got characters like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rouge, Shadow, everyone getting figures that looked great for the time. Then around the 2008 mark, Jazzwares got the license for Sonic, and holy crap, they made everyone. We finally got figures for the Chaotix, Metal Sonic, Blaze, then Sonic Generations and Sonic's 20th anniversary happened, and we got figures like the Classic line, and Iblis Henchman, and Doomseye, and Egg Robos, and it was the peak time to be a collector. I can proudly say this is when I was collecting Sonic figures. I specifically remember my friend down the street talking about how our local Target had restocked on the Silver and Iblis Biter 2-pack, and I ran inside my house and screamed that we needed to go to Target now since Silver is one of the greatest Sonic characters ever, and 40 minutes later, I had his Silver in my hand. Rest in peace, my beautiful Silver and Iblis Biter. My PC was not worth the. Then characters like Rouge the Bat and Metal Sonic 3.0 were planned for the Jazzwares line, but got cancelled and never released. I actually had the Rouge and Shadow comic 2-pack pre-ordered on ToyWiz, and remember the email saying it had been cancelled, and I was heartbroken. Little 14-year-old me started crying in his boots. Then I stopped paying attention to the figures for a while, and bam, dude, Jakks Pacific. They really hit the ground running, pun intended. They were releasing niche characters fast, pun intended, and a lot of them were characters Jazzwares, or even the ones before Jazzwares, has never touched, like Omega, or Metal Sonic 3.0 again, or Infinite, or Mephiles. God, I love you, Mephiles. Now, Infinite didn't exist back then, so I'll give them that, but they were literally toys labeled as Sonic 2006 Iblis Biters. Silver. Us never even getting the base form Mephiles was really weird because they already had the Shadow mold. They could have just made it gray. Rouge and Amy were interesting cases, however. See, toy companies don't think about losers or loser sex appeal. They don't think, oh, teenage boys will buy this Booby the Bat figure. Her name's Rouge, sir. What'd I say? No, they think teenage boys, the target demographic for Sonic, will buy Shadow and Sonic and Silver, and that's why despite there being at least 8 characters they could have done from Sonic and the Black Knight, they chose Lancelot, Excalibur Sonic, and a character who literally only exists in that game's party mode. Amy and Blaze were right there in the main story as main characters, never touched. Toy companies, especially Jazzwares and Jakks, seem to focus on those 3 characters specifically because that's what they think that the target demographic will buy. And they're right. But this also leads to companies not making a lot of Rouge merch because they have no faith that it will sell. Similar to Jazzwares Amy, God, she was so hard to find, and I only ever got her because someone on eBay was selling a loose one for 40 bucks at the time. Scammed, actually. She goes for a lot more now. I bought her, then had to buy her hammer later on. Companies do not have faith in making girl toys because to them they won't sell. Jakks saw the other companies talking about this and spat in their faces, then made a 4-inch Rouge, a 2.5-inch Rouge, a Sonic Prime Rouge, 4 Sonic Prime Amy's, a Blaze, and holy crap, who could have guessed? They sold. The last Rouge figure, mind you, was from Sonic X, and they did not make a lot of them. I want to put this into perspective for you. Jazzwares made a transparent blue Sonic that has never shown up in the games before they made someone who was in almost every mainline modern Sonic game since 2006. This has led to characters like Rouge, who is finally getting the spotlight, to already be inflated to around $40 on Amazon. Same with Mephiles, and that's the problem with niche characters, or even semi-niche, with the wave system. With action figure waves, Jakks picks 4 or 5 characters between the modern and classic line and releases those figures out to retailers at one time. A few months later, the former wave gets stopped on distribution, and new waves come out. Almost every wave contains a Sonic, why wouldn't it? He's the name of the game. But characters like Omega and Mephiles only appear in 1 or 2 waves, if even that. Super Shadow with the red Chaos Emerald, I just sparked so many people's PTSD, was only released in 1 wave, I think. This makes it so the farther back the wave they are, the more expensive they are because it just makes them harder to find. Same thing with Omega. He's going for like $170 right now because he hasn't been seen since 2022. That's the last time he was in a wave that actually got store distribution. Or, dare I even say it, Neo Metal Sonic. Now, how could Jakks fix this? Increase their wave size, or even mix it up a little bit. The next wave has Espio coming, which we haven't seen in a while, and he'll be in he'll be in stores more, but it leaves much to be desired with characters who've been MIA since 2022, like Omega. Or, an even easier fix, make the characters available online and make the waves purely store distribution, so that way you have every character available, but the 5 that you pick for the wave gets actually pushed out to stores, and that's what people can actually go outside and find. It makes it still exciting to go out and search and find the figures, but it also lets you purchase the figures that you're looking for online if they're not available to you and you don't have to pay the scalper's price. I don't know how figure manufacturing works, so don't come for my throat if there's some reason they couldn't do this I'm unaware of. I'm literally just the person reading the screen, I promise. But that is all I have for you guys. I'll try to post more videos soon, but go follow my Instagram for more frequent posts. I work on custom figures and also just recently got a world record in Sonic Generations, so if you left a like on that post, I'll leave an Excalibur Sonic on your doorstep tonight while you're asleep. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, thank you for watching.